Leaders around the country are calling for peaceful protests and offering words of healing during this emotional time. Pastor Matt Hennessee from Vancouver Avenue First Baptist Church of Portland joins us live this morning. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for joining us after what's been a real busy weekend here and around the country. I know you've been pretty vocal on social media about what's going on. What are your thoughts on the weekend of protests that we saw and some of the rioting too?
Well, I want to applaud those who have been peaceful protesters. I want to applaud people joining and sharing their First Amendment rights. I was extremely pleased with what happened in the park on Friday, early downtown in Terry Shrunk, and also at Peninsula Park. But I've been very dismayed about those who are using the peaceful demonstrations to do violent acts. Their acts are not helpful. I want to applaud everyone who's trying to be peaceful and ask us really to come together to figure out how we go forward.
Is there anything that people can do that are, because so many people at these protests are peaceful and well-intentioned, is there something they can do to try and stop what's happening as a result of the protests, these bad actors that are coming in really around the country, not just in Portland?
I guess my feeling is that I would wish that we might take a moratorium because we can tell that peaceful demonstration is infiltrated by those that do not have anything but harm and evil on their mind. And what I would love to say to the peaceful demonstrators is let's take a week and call out those, let those who want to do evil, let them be on the street. I'm not the mayor. I'm not an important city leader, but I do believe that we need to put a moratorium and do our demonstrations during the day and be off the streets well before the curfew.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not the mayor, but a lot of people do, listen to you and look to you as a leader in the community. I know you mentioned the vigil on Friday. Did you attend any of the weekend events? And what's kind of the mood from protesters right now?
Well, first of all, I did attend Friday, and I was standing at a moment. There was anyone who was African American, please come forth. And I chose not to because I felt it was important to hear the hearts of those who were very, very angered. And I appreciated that. We need to listen as community leaders. We need to listen as religious leaders. And I hear and see the anger and I feel it. I want us to take that now and work together and say, this is our city. Many of these people who are doing destruction do not live here. And if they do not care for Portland and certainly do not care for the cause of how we bring people together and honor really the memory of not just Mr. Floyd, but anyone who has been gunned down, not gunned down, but taken down on any of our streets around the nation, around the world. And I see the police really saying, we want to do likewise. They want to work with their city and with their community to make life better.
All right. Well, Pastor Matt Hennessee, thank you so much for joining us today and for your words of wisdom for the community at this time and these times that we're experiencing right now. Appreciate it.
Much.